Is she traditional or not? Inside the relationship, does she understand her role in the relationship? And more importantly, do you understand yours? Because it is so easy and women are so malleable. If you are the man and you have this masculine energy inside the relationship and you are all the way on the equilibrium, if you are all the way on this end here and order it for it to be in balance, she will be automatically pushed to the other end. And if she's not, so what does it mean? So what does it mean to be a traditional Ukrainian woman? Because that's what men desire. We're all desiring to have traditional women, right? We all want the trad wife.
I don't know what you want.
So what does it mean, the traditional Ukrainian woman? It's a word that is thrown around, especially in this industry, but I guess also in the manosphere as well now. There's this talk about the trad wife movement. We all want traditional women. And we want to break down in this video here what we think it means and how that may somehow influence you.
You know what is interesting? How over all these years, two absolutely opposite, not meanings, two opposite qualities, how to say that? Two opposite terms was combined. From one hand, people say Ukrainian girls, they all scammers, sluts in Poland dancing at the club, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like...
Yes.
And then the second is like, they're the best mothers, they are traditional, they're very lovely, caring women. How? Like, how these two things...
Yeah, I can, because some people will be like, well, I'm red pill and I understand what these women are doing when they're in Poland, on dancing on the tables.
You know, like
and then some people may say, well, the other guys are just simps or blue pill, and they just think that they're traditional. Okay.
There's so many problems in Poland right now, and like people are really struggling there, that when I hear people saying, oh, they just go to the Poland to the nightclub, I have a goosebumps.
Yeah, we might do a video about this. We might do a video about this.
But let's go to that. Like, so these two, how to say that? Like how these two description of the lady is like, either she's like a scammer, predator, gold digger, blah, 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 or she's like, and she was also very traditional and very caring and very loving. So when we discussed the topic for this video, we decided that, you know, we want to make you understand that the most important for you is how she will act in the relationship with you, right?
This is the key.
This is the key. Like, yes, we will talk about traditional women and our opinion, and we did like some other videos before, and we did a very good video, like maybe a few before this one, about the difference between like, are you really applicable? Are you really willing to date a traditional woman, or you just think so because somebody said that on some channel, right? Gentlemen, just wanted to invite you to our free Telegram community where you can get in touch with me and Stryker directly, talk to our other subscribers, discussing some questions, having like a little community that we built where we share some interesting videos from daily life, some updates about the clients, about their trips, and answering all of your questions. So join the link down below and we see you there. So, but the most important is that, like, is she traditional by dating you inside the relationship, not outside, not in like on the street, but in like inside the family, inside the your circle.
So let's break this down, okay? So we did a video many months ago. I'll put it here if I can find it and if I remember to put it there. And it was like, how do you know if a woman is of high quality? And the truth of the matter is that you don't know until you are in a relationship with her. All of these so-called thought leaders talking about high quality women, most of them are talking about hot women that aren't bitches. That's what they're saying. A hot woman that is not a narcissistic, right? Or some other mental disorder. But you really don't know if she's high quality or not until you're in a relationship. And how does she treat you? Not in our relationship, because she might treat the last relationship, the man, much better or worse than you. So a high quality woman can only be determined when she's in a relationship with you. Because when she is single, like, how can she be a high quality woman, right? What is she supposed to do? Sit at home and knit and make food and learn how to cook and all that sort of stuff like a traditional woman? No, it's rubbish. How does she treat you in the relationship? And it comes down to the exact same thing when we talk about traditional roles in the relationship. So I never talk about traditional woman, right? Because I don't understand it. I don't know what it means, right? It's a buzzword. It's this word that's thrown out there, a traditional woman. What is a traditional woman? Like, what is it? Like, is it
For
like
me, it's a woman that following traditions. Like, there's a Christmas tradition, there is an Easter tradition. For me, like traditional woman, it's like
I don't know
traditional
anything
family.
about that.
Honestly,
I don't know anything about the
when-
traditions of Ukrainian people, and most people do not. So how could they be seeking out a traditional Ukrainian woman when they don't understand the language, don't understand the food, the culture, the people, anything about it? How can you be seeking out a traditional Ukrainian woman? You can't. What they're seeking for is something that suits their values in a relationship if they are seeking out to be the man of that relationship. So they're looking for traditional roles in the relationship. Now, years and years and years and years and years ago, I made this video here. A traditional woman to me is a woman that does not pursue masculine qualities or want to have masculine roles when it comes to a relationship. And this next part's important, and is not lazy. So that was my view of what a traditional relationship was. I didn't care about traditional women. I didn't care if the woman went out and worked. I didn't care about that. I was happy to have a woman who, if she wanted to stay home, that's great. But that requires a certain level of dedication as well. And in that video that I just showed you then, I said that she can't be lazy because I've already had this relationship in the West where she was at home, she didn't have to work, and the house was never clean, and there was a lot of Kardashian reruns that were being played when I finished my work that day. And so that's why she can't be lazy. She has to take that role, that feminine role in the relationship seriously, or she can go to work. And there's nothing wrong with either one of those things at all. Like, she doesn't have to stay at home. She doesn't have to stay at home and cook and clean and all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to the roles within the relationship, she has to respect her role as the woman and your role as the man. The man is going to bring the masculine energy to the relationship, and she's going to bring the feminine energy. And she's not going to compete with you. She's not going to try and steal from you the masculine roles in the relationship. That's it. It's so simple.
We also was planning to discuss in this video that when you start dating a lady, like her being in a relationship and living a single life is very different, right? So
Yes.
if the lady is single and she's looking for a man, yes, maybe she is going sometimes to the nightclub, for example, or some dancing or something.
On the table.
On the
in
table
Poland.
in Poland, oh, absolutely.
Having shots.
Or maybe she is not cooking, for example, because she's living by herself, and like it's like she's not making like the 5-meal dish, you know, for the dinner. Or maybe she's traveling a lot and she say, yeah, I adore traveling, and etc., etc. So when you have a call with her, sometimes you think, oh, she's not exactly traditional how I imagined that. But you understand, right, that between single life and married life, there is everything. There's like, it's a huge difference. And so by default, a Ukrainian lady, like, you know, of course, if there is a family and the man is providing and she doesn't need to like find food, you know, in the forest or somewhere like to survive and make your kids have food, you know,
in
if
the forest?
I don't know. But if the man is like able to provide the family, you know, if the man is able to make money, and it's not about gold diggers, about, we're now speaking about good quality life, not just enough to buy food. No, because just enough to buy food she can do by herself, but better level of life, she will be happy. She will be happy working, not working, raising children. And I know that there's a lot of fears in the guys because they say, oh, you know, Western woman, she doesn't want to sit at home, she doesn't want to breastfeed the baby, she doesn't want to stay with the child, she want to give to the daycare, etc. So Ukrainian ladies, by default, she will be caring if there is ability, there is a support from a man's side. But if there is no support, and she, for example, you're dating a single mom, right? And you see that she's like here and there and there, she has no other choice. And she's doing it not because she really wanted, she's doing it because she has no other choice.
Yeah.
And so you can't really judge, you know, like you cannot judge her by her being single. But what you can do is that you can sit in front of, I don't know, mirror and talk to yourself and say, okay, what are the most important values for me in a relationship? Like, I want her to be this. For example, right? 5 points. And then you try to find these points. I don't think that either she cook or not cook is like the top priority. I mean, maybe it is, I don't know, but put these 5 and then you will understand that this is traditional relationship or traditional woman for you. Because like, to use the buzzword that everybody using is a full, like you're leading yourself to the false
there's no thinking below the surface, right? We have to think about this, and it's not that difficult, right? So if you are in a relationship with a woman and you find her not to be respecting the roles of the relationship that you want, right? I'm not saying that they're right or wrong. I'm saying it's just what you want. And if they're not respecting those, either one of these two options, right? Or either one of these two scenarios. One is you are not bringing enough masculine frame and power into this relationship that she feels she needs to be masculine. So we talked about this before. It's the masculine and feminine equilibrium. It is incredibly important, right? So if you are in a relationship or you've had several relationships with women, I'm not even saying Ukrainian women, and she's trying to wear the pants, that's because you have not been able to keep up your end of the bargain of being the man, right? I'm just putting this in quotations here. So if you're saying that Ukrainian women are not traditional within the relationship and you've dated women from Ukraine, that means that she saw you as not being man enough, say this, not man enough for her to step back into her feminine role. That's it. It's that simple. And if that happened and you walked away from it and you didn't realize that, maybe now you can look back and go, yeah, you know what? I was kind of a little bit of a bitch in that relationship. I probably could have done more about it. She's gone away going, well, this man was not, the man that I wanted him to be. That's it. It's that simple. It's within the relationship. Like Luba was alluding to before, when a woman is not in a relationship, why does she need to be traditional? What is she literally, write a list, what should she be doing? I mean, you could write a list of what she should not be doing, which is in Poland, dancing on the bar in her underwear, having shots or having guys taking shots off her belly button. None of this is happening, right? Like, well, not,
what?
I don't know if it's not happening or not, but
it's a spank bank memory or what?
No, but like that's not what we're talking about here, right?
Absolutely.
That's like, for some reason there are guys out there that like to believe this is happening because they go, yeah, that's why. It's like the sour grapes, right? Yeah, I don't want the grapes because I can't reach them and they were sour anyway. So, but that just think about a normal woman from any country. It could be any country, right? Why would she be traditional in the roles of a relationship outside the relationship? It's just the way it is. And she can also, women can also have this argument as well, is that how, like, a high value man, right? He could have money, he could be tall, good looking, good jawline, all that sort of stuff. But in the relationship, he drinks a little bit too much and then he starts to bash her a little bit. Does one counteract the other? Is he still a high value man? No, he's a high value man outside of the relationship. One person you could argue that. And I guess you could argue the same thing on the other side for the woman as well. She could be seen as a high value woman. She could be perceived as a high value woman, like by the way she dresses, the way she holds herself. But inside the relationship, it could be a completely different story. So we don't care about that sort of stuff, like these traditional, is she traditional or not? It's inside the relationship. Does she understand her role in the relationship? And more importantly, do you understand yours? Because it is so easy. And women are so malleable. If you are the man and you have this masculine energy inside the relationship and you are all the way on the equilibrium, which is like a seesaw, teeter-top, if you are all the way on this end here and order it for it to be in balance, she will be automatically pushed to the other end. And if she's not, well, then she's not the woman for you. If she is a woman who really does want to dominate the relationship and you somehow can't stop this from happening, or maybe you don't have the energy to stop this from happening, you would leave that relationship. That's basically it. All this talk about our women are traditional in Ukraine and all that, it's rubbish. Forget about it all. All you care about is how she treats you and how she acts and how she is inside the relationship. And you won't know that until when?
Until you get into the relationship.
Until you're in the relationship. It's that simple. Hopefully we've cleared that up anyway about are Ukrainian women traditional. I do believe that there are some traits that they have that are better than the West. They do seem to be less promiscuous for the most part than the West. They're hotter. I don't know if that's not really a traditional thing, is it? But they're not fat. So I'd say that's a good, that's traditional, because traditionally people weren't fat. You look at those old videos from the 1950s of people walking around New York Street, New York City, down the street. So that's our take anyway on our view of traditional Ukrainian women. That's our view. You might have your own view. Other people have their view.
But share in comments everything that you think about that, and maybe you have other view.
It's just a buzzword. It's not even a real thing. So you can interpret it any way that you want. It's just a buzzword. That's it. See ya.
Bye.